Good morning. I'm Anne. I've had a name change, no longer Bates, Roberts-Mulvey, second marriage, so I had to get rid of my first married name, combination of maiden name and my new last name. So clears up any confusion. First, we'll talk about the operational update, then LINX2 progress and other projects, followed up by a root server update with Tim. Thank you to Tim for stepping in last minute. Mo was supposed to be presenting, but his flight got delayed on holiday, so he's jumped right in. For the operational update, the incidents, overall, the network has been really stable. There were a couple of systems issues. The first was when the root server automation wasn't deploying updated configuration to all the root servers. Member BGP sessions were stable and unaffected, though member provisioning tasks were blocked. The second was when we had a firewall issue a couple weeks ago, which caused an outage with the portal. Rebooting the firewalls resolved the issue. There are two LUN1 issues, but we'll touch on those in the next slide. In Nova, there was a Nova issue in August where stale prefix on RS2 and VA1. After a member left the exchange, we had two members which were still receiving some of these prefixes from the root servers. Emergency restart fixed the issue. And for LINX Kenya, there were 4 outages. They counted 4 outages because that's when the site, both dark fibers were down. And they're isolated due to dark fiber issues. The root causes included damage to third-party fibers due to a truck collision with a utility pole, a developer carrying out construction along the route between the data centers, and most often, unknown persons. There were 2 issues on LUN1. The first was when there was an unexpected routing engine failover. Member traffic on Core 3 TCH was affected. It was escalated to JTAC and an RMA was raised, and it was swapped in an emergency maintenance. The second issue on LUN1 was with the MAPS connection. The connection went down, impacting MAPS traffic. Microsoft identified a fault with their FPC, and their vendor raised an RMA. Just to note, we only had these 2 incidents, affecting incidents in the last 6 months on LUN1, and the network as a whole has been really solid with high service availability. Our change freeze for Nova is from 5 p.m. Eastern Time, Wednesday, 26th of November, till Monday, 9 a.m., the 1st of December. And the holiday season change freeze will start at the end of the day on Friday, the 19th of December through to 9 a.m., Monday, the 5th of January. Next, we'll discuss projects. First, a quick recap on LUN2 and why we're doing it. The Edge core hardware and software goes end of life, end of service in 2026 and 2027. We reviewed multiple vendors, and Nokia IXR SR LINX was selected. The LAN will remain on VXLAN-based EVPN technology and will support our full product coverage, including peering, PVLAN, closed user group, maps, 10 gig and 400 gig. Our migration plan is a parallel build with new Nokia interconnect routers. The NNI will be built between EdgeCore and Nokia networks. We'll migrate members per site over multiple maintenances, and the captains and root servers will be migrated along with the sites they're connected to. The progress so far, our progress has been delayed till this quarter due to issues with hardware availability. The parallel build is nearly complete. All sites have been patched, probes have been deployed, and acceptance into services is nearing completion. The NNI is expected to go live before the network freeze, and we plan to migrate all members over 4 to 5 maintenance windows over a 2-week period in January to February. And decommissioning of EdgeCore will be February to March. A Nokia kit will bring an improvement in space, and it will be more power efficient. And some other projects. And I think as noted yesterday, the LUN1 Juniper MX10K hardware and software upgrades to 23.4 R2 S4 were completed. All Nokia IXR switches will be upgraded to 24.10.5, and Nova has been completed, and the remaining LANs will be complete this year and early next year. And this would enable us to deploy proxy ND on IXR-based exchanges. And just a quick touching on our international regional builds. It's been a really 6 months for the guys. Our build projects, including Digital Realty, is planned to go live in late November for Accra after the initial 2 sites are now live. The build will be next week. Our guys are flying over on the weekend. Riyadh hardware refresh was completed, enabling 400 gig. Daman and Jeddah are awaiting final build dates, which may be early next year. They're looking like Q1 now. And Wales BTS site has recently been decommissioned. All connections are moved to Newport, but we'll carry on investing in the region with hardware refresh plans for NGD Newport data center in 2026. And lastly, the root server update. Tim.
Hello. So, root servers. Currently, we're running Bird 213 most places in the network. I think the collectors are actually on 216.1 at the moment. But we've finished qualifying sort of 217.1. Bunch of bug fixes and improvements. There's a couple of features in there, TCP/AO and ASPER, which we're not planning to use yet. And in fact, some of those aren't really ready, particularly TCP/AO, because Linux kernel support is really new and we're not planning to deploy that. But anyway, 217 moves us on. Bug fixes, improvements. We'll be deploying that soon. And we'll be moving the collectors first to 217 because that's the lowest risk. We've also got a big milestone in that we've been working with OpenBGPD for a number of years now, along with AMSIX, DKIX, and NetNod. We've been actively supporting the project. And we finally rolled it out to LUN1. That's a significant increase in the scale. We've been running it for quite a long time on the smaller exchanges, but finally we were confident that the performance improvements we've had would scale to LUN1. It seems to work. We've also got some more improvements in 8.9, which is coming soon, so we'll be playing that. This bullet point here we've got that says, excuse me, I've got the wrong glasses on. So the bullet point here says we're not the only IXP that's running OpenBGP on all its LANs. That's not quite true. NetNod are running OpenBGP in production as the second root server to Bird, but not on all LANs yet. There's also been a change in the back end to how OpenBGPD interacts with the Looking Glass. We previously used to use OpenBGPD state server, which was contained separately from OpenBGPD. And one of the problems we were having is that as OpenBGPD evolved, they weren't interacting as well as we'd like. So we're now switched to using OpenBGPD LGD, which is actively maintained by the same people that are doing OpenBGPD, which means it will keep working as we continue to deploy new versions. And so one minor change we will get, which is a nice quality of life one, is OpenBGPD now supports 64 character descriptions. Previously, we couldn't put the full organization name into our Looking Glass because of the limitation of the description size. That's now gone, and the Looking Glass should have useful descriptions in there. I don't know how well you can read it on the slide, but they are there. And that's it.
It's a quick one. Are there any questions?
Yes, no.
Oh, okay. Thank you.